Okay, this is the screencast for session 2-1, and got killed on the last one because I accidentally shut off the recording for the Google Live event. Anyway, one thing I want to show you once you start a Google Live event, I'll go back to the screen where all the events are. YouTube events. Once you click on the start Hangout on Air button, there's going to be a camera up here at the top that you'll want to turn off just by clicking on it. And secondly, on the left, you'll want to screen share to the entire screen. And now I'm screen sharing everything to the entire screen. I always do this present to everyone. And this browser here has to be kept open. You can't close it or the screencast will end. When you're done, you'll hit stop recording. Okay. It will tell you some analytics at the bottom live. And when you want to embed it in Eagle before or after your session, you can click on this links here. It'll give you an embed frame right here that you can copy that. And I'll go right to one I already have ready here. It's a page in Eagle, and go to HTML editor, save that. Go back and stream that again. Make sure I have the right link. I'll get this top one. Let me just do the URL, the YouTube page. I'm going to highlight it, click on this, paste it. There we go. Now I'm going to go to show you here a live screenshot of what I just did. It's actually a live video, right? And then again, Google Hangouts has to keep running in the background. It kind of gives you that parallax effect of screen within screen, but all it's doing is recording your screenshot with your voice or your desktop with your voice. All right, so let's go ahead and go over the first app that we talked about, which was the Explain Everything app. And let me make sure I've got you know, iPad on my Mac here so you can see it. Okay, so the results of the first app we went over, which was the Kahoot, and I use it when we come into the classroom to discuss as a discussion point, as a little quiz. I don't grade it, and it's just a fun gamified way to get students involved. If all your students do not have a device, a phone, or computers in the classroom, you can do it as a group type of environment. But the quiz will show up on the overhead projector from the instructor's machine or the iPad here, and the students will answer the questions like we did in the session. So while we're talking about it, if you want to I'd like to continue to do these sessions, these Kahoot sessions. So if you'd like to do a Kahoot for other upcoming sessions, let me know. And so here's the results of the quiz we did. We got Mr. Incredible, Frozone, and Super Dave. And now let's go into the first app, which was Explain Everything. Second app, Explain Everything. Explain Everything. You can download the free one. You have limitations on the free one, which are the exporting. You only have to video on the device, the iPad, to another project, and that's about it. You can upgrade. Once you've exported as a video, though, you can save that into your Dropbox or into a Google Drive. One of the benefits between, or the differences between Explain Everything and YouTube Live, which we're doing kind of both here. YouTube Live, the way I use it is I set them up for all my courses ahead of time. And when I walk in the classroom, I just have to click the Start Hangout button, teach my class. When I'm done, hit stop, and it's finished. Also, when you by doing it ahead of time, you get the URL where you can embed it in the Eagle account. Explain Everything. The way I use Explain Everything is if I have a lot of things I want to explain quickly in a nice format, I'll use Explain Everything, which I can do ahead of time screenshots and video and bring them all in one environment. Uh, I've actually just truthfully leaned more towards using YouTube Live in the last year. I still use Explain Everything for explaining minor tasks and little step by step type of things, like 4 to 5 minute session videos on how to do something. And I use my YouTube Live for more of a course session or meeting or conference type of event. So the way it works here with Explain Everything, when you're creating it, first thing you'll have to do on Explain Everything is create a new project. So I'm tapping on the plus symbol there for new, selecting a background. We'll select just this white background. And then I can bring in on the left side, you have different options that you can bring in. The plus symbol is where I can bring in other images, files from Dropbox, things of that nature. So I'll go ahead and bring in a file from Dropbox. I'll do chapter 1 PDF here. And you'll see here it's importing and calculating the pages, and eventually it'll get to where it tells you how many pages you've imported. The calculation will be up here at the top where it says calculating whatever percentage that you're left to do. Once I import all of the slides or a slide, you can start adding in your content, like other slides before and afterwards. So we're almost done here. We're at 80%. Okay, so it's got 48 pages. So I'm going to go ahead and add them as a separate slide. And I always put on the front end a slide, another introductory slide. So I hit the plus symbol there, and I'm tapping and holding that empty slide, putting it on the front. And then here I can put in, I can use your pencil, you can use your finger, whatever, to do a welcome message. The hand symbol actually allows you to tap an existing object and move it around and resize it by pinching and the object. So I'll add in another page here for maybe I want to bring in a web browser. I want to bring in, I've done this before, maybe I want to bring in my Eagle account. So once I get it set up, I have everything that I want. I have my intro slide. I've got my Eagle browser embedded here. I've got my slides for my presentation. I can then go back here to the projects on the upper left, tap it, and you'll notice it says Untitled 5. I can tap on that. And over here to the top right corner, the ellipsis there, actually the very right arrow there will collapse it and expand it. And then you'll see Untitled 5 in the middle. I can come up here and I can do a rename, PCT 110, week 1. And I can do something like fall 2018 and hit the enter key. And now it's saved it. And so when I'm ready to use it, it's already been prepped and ready. I can tap on it within explain everything. On the bottom, there's a red button. I can and a microphone icon. Hit the red button and start recording. And you'll see a counter. And while you're recording, you can talk about the content. Like the second slide here is the actual web browser to Eagle. And so here I'm going to go ahead and tap on a course. It's not yet been set up yet, just to show you how to get into it. And the podcast that we just added earlier. The benefit of explain everything is I can actually put in here multiple. I could put in multiple web pages and resize them, and then blow them up. So I could have across here, multiple pages up and down, row by row, and then just pinch and open them up to view them. I've done that a lot of times with images and things I want to go over quickly in a photography class. That's where explain everything might be a little quicker, more fitting than in just a YouTube Live only scenario. So you can use the interactivity and the functionality of the iPad a little bit more with explain everything than you can by just using YouTube Live. Some of the other features is being able to embed clip art, audio, video overlay. Also has the one that looks like a circle with a dot in the middle below the X there. It's actually this one right here. I tap on that and tap and hold my iPad. Tap and hold my iPad, it becomes a pointer to highlight things, like a infrared pointer that you can highlight. Once you're finished at the bottom, You're going to go and hit the red square with the white circle in the middle. It's going to stop it. And all you have to do if you're done with that session is hit projects to go back on the upper left corner. It's saving what you've just done. And now you'll notice it says a minute 59 on that PCT 110 here, minute 59. I'm going to go and open it. And up here at the top right is your where you can share. And I'll go ahead and share this as a video. And here's where you can export it to certain other locations. And so let's see here. I'll do choose YouTube. Choose my YouTube account. See Conkle, allow it. Back to projects just to make sure it's exporting. Do video, back again. Sometimes the first time you do it, you have to do it twice after you've authenticated. I'll tap YouTube. Okay, there's what I want. So there's my, it grabs a title, which is fine. I'm not going to leave, I'm going to leave the description as is for now. My category is education. I'm going to make it unlisted and hit publish. And now it's going to go through a publish process. Once it's done publishing, it's rendering, by the way, page by page, all of the actions that occurred during your session. Once it's finished uploading, it'll give you a direct link to YouTube, and that direct link to YouTube is what you can embed in your courses. I'm going to hit cancel on that. So that's explain everything. There is other features with the $4.99 a year, but the free one seems to work okay with what most faculty use it for. And the last thing I want to leave you with is the Kahoot. Just again mentioning the Kahoot for the future sessions. If you want to create one, let me know. Also, ideas for future sessions. We need to volunteers for what type of session you want to have. We just got through with the iPad session. So if you have ideas that you want to discuss and you want to present those ideas and lead that discussion, let me know so we can get that on the agenda. But great meeting today. And if you have any questions about any iPad apps, let me know.